Bill O'Reilly here, Thursday, November 12th, 2020. You are listening to the O'Reilly Update. Here's what's happening across our nation. Republicans now one win away from a Senate majority. The Trump campaign launches yet another election lawsuit. New York brings back parts of the shutdown. The virus causing mental health problems among America's teenagers. COVID cases top 100,000 a day in the USA. Also ahead, how COVID beat President Trump. But first, Republican Senator Dan Sullivan winning re-election in Alaska after that state slowly tallied votes, meaning the GOP is just one win away from a clear 51-seat majority. Two runoff races in Georgia in January will decide which party controls the chamber, handing power over to either Mitch McConnell or Chuck Schumer as majority leader in the Senate. The Trump team filing another election lawsuit in Michigan, this time claiming Republicans were blocked from viewing the vote count. Lawyers say folks in Wayne County, that's Detroit, intentionally hid ineligible ballots from inspectors. Joe Biden currently leads Donald Trump in Michigan by 150,000 votes. New York Governor Cuomo unveiling a series of new COVID restrictions on bars, restaurants, gyms, wedding venues, other establishments. As cases climb across the Empire State, any business with a liquor license must close by 10 p.m. Infection rates in some places have doubled since mid-October, especially New York City and Long Island. A new study from the Department of Health and Human Services says a spike in clinical depression among America's teenagers is a big concern, rising from 10% in 2019 to 20% this October, a double. Doctors blame the increase on COVID, specifically social distancing, isolation, and staying home from school. New pandemic infections reaching 100,000 a day, totaling 10.5 million cases in the USA, 240,000 deaths. The positivity rate in places like the Dakotas and the Midwest hovering around 10%. Joe Biden suggesting a mandatory nationwide mask mandate could be coming. Such an order would be extremely controversial. In a moment, how COVID defeated President Donald Trump. That's next. Investors, are you seeking steady cash flow, ready to diversify? Have you considered a proven real estate investment fund? NRIA is one of the nation's leading realty specialists and offers 10% annualized monthly payouts, with bonuses targeted to 21%. That's right, you could receive steady 10% return monthly payments with bonuses. You know, they specialize in realty investing done right. Even use your 401k or IRA to invest. NRIA's 15-year track record and $1.2 billion in new construction development backs you. So learn how you can invest in this hard asset real estate cash flow fund today and receive 10% annualized monthly payouts with bonuses. This is something savvy investors should research and consider. Please call now, 201-210-2727, 201-210-2727, or visit nria.net.
An offer to buy or sell any security is only made by the NRIA Private Placement Memorandum. National is a real estate development firm. See us at nria.net.
Time now for the O'Reilly Update message of the day. For months, I have been predicting that if President Trump loses the election, COVID, not Joe Biden, would have defeated him. Now, I have to walk through this with you. So, from the beginning, Donald Trump was trying to do a balancing act between public health and the economy. As everybody knows, the president did take action last January to stop Chinese people from coming to the USA because the virus originated in Wuhan, China. Mr. Trump also did that in Europe. So it wasn't like he was derelict in his duty. But the president did not promote mask wearing in an aggressive way. And eventually, as everyone knows, he contracted COVID. Now, as the virus got worse, and incredibly, it's worse now than it ever has been. As things deteriorated on the public health front, the opposing party, the Democrats, blamed Donald Trump. Okay, so it's Trump's fault. I mean, at one point, Joe Biden said every single person who has died from COVID in the USA, that's 215,000 human beings, would be alive if Donald Trump had not been president. Biden said that. Absurd, of course. But the fact remained that millions and millions of American voters, many of them women, are terrified of COVID. And when a person is terrified, the incumbent politician is usually in trouble. So states like North Dakota, South Dakota, Texas, Michigan, Illinois, all under siege right now. And last week, when people went to the polls, 76 million of them, more than 76 million, voted for Joe Biden. About 72 million voted for Donald Trump. Now, I've said all along that this blaming Trump for COVID was irresponsible and ridiculous. The president managed to keep the stock market from collapsing, which would have wiped out the savings of hundreds of millions of people. He managed to do that. And yes, he wasn't sowing panic, but everybody knew that this was a pretty serious situation. Not everybody, but anybody who's sane. And then in Europe, where they were very aggressive, wear the mask, don't come out of the house, all of that, they have a worse problem than we do now. So none of this added up. It was all about emotion. Emotion. If you step back, I think Donald Trump did as well as he could have done with the COVID situation, and I applaud him for keeping the economy vibrant in the face of this horror. But 77 million voters disagreed. COVID beat Trump. I'm Bill O'Reilly, and I approve the message by writing it. Disagree? I want to hear from you. Bill at BillO'Reilly.com. Bill at BillO'Reilly.com. In a moment, something you might not know. Jeff Brown is my expert on everything tech, and he's a member of the U.S. Chamber of Digital Commerce. He's been asked to share his expertise with officials at the highest level of our national defense and intelligence communities. Very impressive. Today, Jeff is issuing a special warning to President Trump. He sat down with Tech Minute's Chris Hurt to discuss something shocking that he believes is on the verge of occurring here in America. A second wave that involves the stock market, the election, as well as 5 popular tech darlings that could crash hard. But this doesn't only personally involve Mr. Trump. If you've got money in the market right now, please watch Jeff's interview. Jeff's track record speaks for itself. He's recommended the number 1 S&P stock of 2016, 18, and 19. His subscribers see gains such as 432%, 321%, and more, sometimes in just days. Please watch Jeff's warning at Bill5G.com. That's Bill5G.com. Now, the O'Reilly Update brings you something you might not know. There comes a time for every American president to vacate the Oval Office and return to civilian life. Some publish books, get involved in humanitarian efforts, even pick up painting, like President Bush the Younger. Here's how a few former presidents spent their time after leaving the White House. First, Richard Nixon. After resigning in 1974, Nixon published a Watergate memoir. It became a bestseller. Mr. Nixon penned 7 more books on foreign policy and politics. President Gerald Ford moved to Colorado after his short time in office, investing in the oil business before settling down in California, where he died in 2006 at the age of 93, a multi-millionaire. Jimmy Carter still spends his time on humanitarian issues, building houses for Habitat for Humanity. Ronald Reagan did not do much. He was diagnosed with Alzheimer's disease in the early 1990s, ultimately dying from the illness in 2004 at the age of 93. George Bush the Elder focused on global humanitarian issues like famine, AIDS, and earthquake relief. He even enjoyed skydiving up until his death in 2018 at age 94. Bill Clinton cashed in on a series of book contracts and real estate deals after leaving the White House. His foundation has raised more than $2 billion in the past 15 years. Finally, the Obamas. The couple have reportedly made, wait for it, more than $100 million since 2017. Not bad. Just 3 speeches to Wall Street firms earned President Obama $1.2 million. And here's something else you might not know. Not all former presidents are as fortunate financially. Harry Truman fell on hard times after leaving Washington. The 33rd president started a series of failed businesses, including a men's clothing store, and almost filed for bankruptcy. After his time in the White House, Harry and his wife Bess had to move in with his mother-in-law in Missouri. Back after this. How bad is your back, knee, or neck pain? Mine was pretty bad. I played 4 sports when I was younger, and it's catching up with me now. I tried a lot of stuff to manage the pain. Ointments, pain relievers, fish oil, nothing worked. So a doctor friend of mine recommended Omega XL, and here's why. The underlying cause of painful, achy joints and muscles is inflammation. The key to knock down inflammation before it causes damage is backed by 35 years of research, and that's what Omega XL does. The doctor also says, quote, I can't write any prescription that comes close to what Omega XL accomplishes. She was right. So if you're suffering with painful, achy joints and muscles, stop wasting money and switch to Omega XL. Order Omega XL now and get a second bottle free. Visit OmegaXL.com/Bill, OmegaXL.com/Bill, or you can call 800-844-4888, 800-844-4888. Thank you for listening to the O'Reilly Update. I am Bill O'Reilly. No spin, just facts, and always looking out for you.